Sairam, you all might have forgotten, but few days before, few weeks before, he had given a sequence of three verses. And then a week before, he also messaged that a series of talks on practical application of Ashtavakra Gita is on the cards. Maybe 2 or 3 talks. From the time he thought of giving this practical application, he has lived in this 3, 4, 5 verses from dawn to dusk for almost a month now, or 15, 20 days now. And his actual living in these verses are being shared out of love, out of compassion, unshakable love, if we may call it, without expecting anything in return from any one of you. But if even one sadhaka takes this series of 2, 3 talks very seriously, 95% it is possible that his or her life may be transformed from that day onwards. He is very sure about it. But the listener has to have that conviction and faith in what he is telling. Now let's move on to the verses. We start with the 9th chapter 7 verses, 7th verse. Pashya bhuta vikarantvam. It translates thus. We will not give too much emphasis on the Sanskrit verses. Yes. Recognizing the modifications of the elements as nothing in reality, but the 5 elements themselves, you will at once be free from their bondage and thus abide in your true nature. We are covering the first part only, not abiding in true nature, but the first part. For a moment, if the cause of this creation, consciousness is not considered, and then the creation is looked at, then what it is after all? Any ornament made from gold has to be gold only. It has the nature of gold in totality. Similarly, bereft of consciousness, all objects in creation made from insentient 5 elements must be insentient only. Which means our body, all bodies, all objects, and the creation itself. Everything is insentient. And with this insentient background, human beings suffer because they let themselves suffer through identification with insentient body, insentient other bodies, insentient objects, insentient creation. And deluded towards insentient and degrading their freedom and intelligence due to their bondage with all insentient things. Ashtavakra adds further on the illusory nature of creation and says, chapter 10, verse 2, Swapna Indrajalavat Pashya. Look upon your friends, lands, wealth, houses, wives, parents, and other objects of fortune as a dream or as a magician's show, lasting only a few days, maybe just 3 or 4. Here, Ashtavakra suggests that a yogi should practice renunciation and cultivate distaste and indifference towards external objects by constantly remembering the impermanence of things, the insentient nature of things, and the sinful consequences of desire-ridden actions. Seeing the world as unreal and dreamlike, he should realize the illusory nature of the objective reality and become indifferent towards them. Various things in life which are like the event in a magic show, appearing and disappearing, and in essence illusory. While a deep vairagya seems to be setting in the disciple's heart after hearing all about the illusory, insentient nature of everything in the creation, that everything appears and disappears as in a magic show, and with such intense vairagya lit up, when the sadhaka thinks there is no use and no way I can live in this insentient creation anymore, the Guru says, hold on, hear this. 15th chapter, verse 1. Bhava, abhava, vikara, cha. He who has understood with certitude that change in the form of existence and destruction is inherent in things, he becomes unperturbed and free from this pain and easily finds his peace. Again, we are taking up the first part of this. Look around yourself. See what all things have changed in the past few years. Human beings around you changed. Relationships changed. Your respect and worth in the circle changed. Your power changed. Your position changed. Your health changed. Location changed. Environment changed. Facilities changed. Thoughts changed. Perceptions changed, etc. So, though the world is insentient, illusory, just like a magic show, Ashtavakra says here that you have to accept that change is inevitable in anything in this creation, any human, any object, and you have no option but to accept this change. The disciple thinks deeply. How do I accept all this? How do I accept the insentient, illusory nature of the creation and still accept the change and accept that change is inevitable and move ahead. Here comes the mantra for the same. Chapter 11, verse 2. Ishvara Sarva Nirmata. He who has understood with certitude that God is the creator of all and there is none else here becomes calm with all his inner desires melted away. He is no longer attached to anything whatsoever. Again, the first part we will take. God is the creator of this creation and is in everything in this creation. Shedding all desires, unattached to anything, realize that nothing exists apart from God and be at peace. In the earlier verse, the Rishi taught that everything in creation is subject to change, subject to creation, sustenance, and destruction. Here, the Rishi brings in an entirely newer dimension. He says, God has created this universe. The disciple is totally confused. Master, you taught earlier that the entire world, with all its beings, whatever is created, is bound to perish. All of them is in essence insentient. Today, you are teaching me God is in everything in this creation. How do I meditate on both these apparently totally contradictory teachings? Teach me, O Master, how do I go on to lead my life at a practical level? We will talk about realization subsequently. But practically, in the backdrop of the lessons you have taught me till now, that creation is insentient, everything comes and goes like a magic show. This coming and going, all the changes must be accepted. God is the creator of such a creation and God alone is. How to lead our life on day-to-day basis in the backdrop of all the above teachings, with the BMI having to deal with the world, while the heart focuses on God the Creator. Teach me, guide me, O Lord, O Master. Now comes the practical implementation of all the lessons gathered through all the above verses. Practical implementation in day-to-day life. Not talking about self-realization, not talking about Vedanta. Practical living. At the body level, taking all the above teachings into heart, take care of the body for two reasons. Not to be a burden on anyone in your old age, and secondly, only while living in this body, one can experience the bliss of realization while being alive. Don't pay too much attention on the beauty aspect of the body. Each and every point, whatever is being given now, has to be screened through all the bullet points of teachings given till now. That everything is insentient, everything appears and disappears like a magic show. However, this change is inevitable and has to be accepted, and God is the creator. You keep this flagged as the main essence, and every point now given for practical implementation from morning to night. We are not talking about self realization, practical life. All these points are aligned to the essence 4 points. You may wear decent, suitable attires, dresses suiting your age, and not to worry much for smaller health issues. Don't give too much attention to normal recurring health issues. At the mental and intellect level, involve only in core duties as housewife or as a householder, as office goer, etc. No involvement of mind should be there, aiming at any particular desired result. Appreciation for good food, appreciation for good work done in office, a recognition for anything, etc., etc. Mind should never think with any of these motives. Appreciation of good food means made by the housewife. She should not expect. Don't do anything practically expecting any desired result. Because why? The creation is insentient, everything appears and disappears, change is inevitable, God is the creator. Next, dealing with outside world. Bare minimum talk or dealing to the extent required for performance of your basic duties. Apart from the above, if you extend any conversation, any message, any wish, it should be flowing out of love with zero expectations of the other party. Is it possible? Very difficult. Spending the day, free time. Household works are over, office work is over, you are relaxed. Preferably be in session contemplation. You have a daily talk given to you to help in this. Watching any harmless, light-hearted show, serial, talking to family members, everything is okay, but none of this should carry an impression. None of this should be with any hope or desire. Avoid unnecessary Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp. Because in all these things you are actually searching, actually wanting something. This wanting something is bad. Because why? Because everything is illusory. So, what you can want in this illusory creation? Be the giver always in your daily life with no agenda, no hope, no expectation. Extend your hand, be ready for the other party, even not to extend their hand, and you should not have any hard feeling if the other party doesn't even extend their hand to shake hand with you. Walk, meditate, be in silence with eyes closed. Sleep early, get up early. Any deviation from the above daily routine, you will not have sound sleep. You will not have a dreamless sleep. You will not enjoy total tranquility for sure. Now let's come to the last point, and he will leave you with this point, and he will take up in the next talk on this. Take a huge clue from the last verse. God is the creator of this creation and is in everything in this creation. Is it not a big hint for us to see the world as God sees the world? How Swami sees the world and what guideline or instruction he has given us to deal with the world, to exist in the world, to give to the world. He gave the foremost major guideline through his definition of friendship. Friendship is the expression of unshakable love, love that is noble, pure, and free from desire or egoism. What Swami is trying to drive home in our heart through this? Till now, we have gone through all the essence of the various verses and we have drawn an outline of how to spend a day, how to deal with body, how to deal with mind, how to deal with intellect, how to deal with outside world, and how to deal with your world when you are alone and free. Now, beyond that, he is wanting to convey something major which can shake us topsy-turvy, inside out. What is that? What is he conveying? Wait for the next talk. Till that time, absorb this talk and start living your daily life. While you are in Parthi, no need for this. That life is totally different. But when you have come back to your home, India or Muscat, and you are in the world, make a promise to yourself how to deal with your B, M, I, outside world, and with yourself when you are free. And then Start contemplating on this definition of friendship. He will come back to you with a never before on and a never after, for in which he has lived, existed literally for 10 days from morning till night. He is sharing that secret with you. Out of the first factor which Swami has told, unshakable love for you. Love, love, love. Blessings.